Guys, one thing you should never play about is your peace of mind. Now, most of you guys exist in this perpetuated state of tension within your mind, and you lack the actual mental intelligence to navigate yourself out of the knot, the distortion of which you exist. So most of you guys will forever be tied down to things out of your control, and the control that you seek, the power you seek, will always be repulsed away from you when you proceed to reach for it, because you actually lack the mental intelligence to actually intelligently navigate your mind, and apply yourself to life. And so when you look left and you look right and all you see is distortion and problems, well, you have to understand that is a reflection of the inadequacy of handling your mind. And so what I want you guys to understand is that what you must focus on as an individual is your actual mental intelligence. You have to understand that you exist within your mind. The mind is a non-tangible substance, and you exist within that. Your brain is transmitting your mind, and through your mind you conceive reality. And so you have to understand that if you're conceiving reality through your mind, if your awareness, if your cognition to actually break down realities in your mind, well, you have to understand that your mind is filtering reality. And so when you become the individual to actually master your mind, well, reality is going to simultaneously fall victim to your power and your will. And so most of you guys fall victim to things outside of you because you actually lack the actual power, and you lack the actual intelligence to navigate your mind into a mental space where you actually have power, where you actually have control. And so what you have to understand is that every tension you have in your mind is a reflection of you. And so you have to do the internal work, and it begins by looking in the mirror and realizing that you need to fix some shit. Then after you do that, it begins by owning yourself. Most of you guys, you don't own yourself. You are owned by substances. You are owned by other people. You are owned by the world, and the world has you on this chain, and you blindlessly bind yourself to other people's will as you conform to their narrative because you're too afraid to be yourself, because you might be looked at as different. But you have to understand that the people who fall in sync with the crowd will never stand out. And so with your one life, you have to ask yourself the question, do you want to stand out? Do you want to be brilliant? Do you want to be an outlier? Or do you want to stay in line? Do you want to be like the individual next to you simply because that's what the crowd wants, is that's what the people want? I mean, you guys have to look in the mirror and you have to ask yourself, is that what you want? Then when you realize that, maybe the crowd, maybe the conformity, maybe the pretentious projection of perceived value is not enough for you, maybe actually becoming the individual you want to be, maybe if that may be your goal for life, well, you have to understand that it begins mentally. And so you have to actually value yourself. You have to actually value your life to not be binded by society, binded by the person next to you, binded by people around you who lack the actual intelligence to do anything with their life. You have to understand that most people will exist in the same year on an endless perpetuation until they hit the fucking casket. They will never touch actual authentic beingness. They will never touch freedom, and they will never actually grasp the fact that they are lacking the fundamental force of life itself while they exist in life. And so you guys are definitely alive, but you are definitely numb the fuck out. And you need to look in the mirror and realize you're a fucking brainless zombie. Then you have to realize you have chimp cognition, and you fail to recognize that your reality is a fucking reflection of you. Then you have to come to the conclusion that if reality is a reflection of you, and you're living in a constant perpetuated enslavement where you actually separate the work of life from work when you are the work of life, and if you're not the work of life, you're going to be an unworked on bitch. And if you're an unworked on bitch, well, you have to understand that your life is going to reflect something of. It's going to be a byproduct of the individual you are. And so everyone is living in by unison of what they are. And if you aren't going to actually become the byproduct of a high quality character, or if you're not going to become the high quality and create a byproduct reality therein, if you're not going to actually remove all the psychological makeup and you're not going to actually confront yourself, well, you have to understand that your reality is going to reflect a holographic reflection of your iniquity, and you will have to sugarcoat, and you will have to hide, blind, and you will have to project as if that is not there when it is, and we all see it. And so you have to understand that your life is truly a reflection of you. And so too many people will forever blame the outside world, and this is why they will never have any actual power. Because if power means control and you can't control yourself, well, how the fuck are you going to control reality? And so the habits are just the basic fundamentals, and once you master the basics, you now cultivate a state of mind where you can apply yourself to life in higher mannerisms, in higher ways, in higher actual pathways. You can walk higher path because you have a mind that is able to do that. Most people can't walk a path beyond them because they'll give up on themselves before they even took the first 10 steps. And so I want you guys to truly look in the mirror. I want you guys to reflect upon yourself, because the reflection is the key. It's that fucking simple. Peace.